Welcome to Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motor news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the significance of LTO's drive-through vehicle registration concept, our road safety reminder, the Young Street Smart Sports and centers on what to do when one encounters a broken white center line. This week's Buying Japan shall be about the importance of wearing seatbelts. Showcase this week shall have the mini sedan from Suzuki, the all-new Celerio AGS. Well, for race weekend, we shall have the highlights of the 2022 Race Motorsports National Slalom Series Round 10.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are on this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
At the core of Toyota Gazoo racing lies motorsports DNA. Combine that with the Philippines' best-selling sedan, you get the Vios GRS. Its black accent details and aero kit upgrade capture the feel and excitement on the track, and the 10-speed CVT that exudes the TGR competitive spirit. On the road or on the track, always be ready for a heart-racing, exhilarating ride. The Vios GRS. Bring on the thrill.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. There really is no stopping the Metro Manila subway from turning from dream into reality. More contracts are now being signed and construction is described as in full swing.
2 more contract packages for the 488.4 billion peso Metro Manila Subway Project or MMSP have been signed. Significantly, the contracts were signed in a ceremony held at Malacanang Palace with Department of Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista saying majority of the contracts for the projects have now been awarded and construction of several sections are now in full swing. Signed was Contract Package 102 covering construction of the Quezon Avenue and East Avenue underground stations and tunnels to be undertaken by a joint venture of Nishimatsu Construction Company Limited and DM Kunsuni Incorporated. This includes main works for 2 underground stations and tunnels with a total route length of 3.162 kilometers connecting to the Central Business District and other government and private institutions in Quezon City. Also signed was Contract Package 103, which covers work on the Anonas and Camp Aguinaldo underground stations and tunnels to be undertaken by the Sumitomo Mitsui Construction Company Limited. The tunnel will be 6.604 kilometers long, connecting Quezon City and Pasig City.
When completed, the 33.1-kilometer subway will run from Valenzuela City to Parañaque City, ending at Food Terminal Incorporated, or FTI, with a connection to the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, or NAIA, Terminal 3. Meanwhile, more of the new trains ordered for the LRT-1 are now in the country and awaiting deployment in the light transit line, now being extended towards Cavite.
20 of the new 30 train sets ordered by the Light Rail Manila Corp or LRMC are now in the country, the private operator of the Light Rail Transit Line 1 said. The train sets were ordered from Spanish railway vehicle company Construcciones y Auxiliar de Ferrocarriles, which recently announced the completion of the 30 train sets, 28 manufactured in Mexico and 2 in Spain. LRMC said it expects the entire order to be delivered before the end of 2023. Each train set consists of 4 light rail vehicles which can accommodate over 1,300 passengers per trip and features special areas for wheelchairs. The train sets measure 106 meters long and 2.59 meters wide and are designed to run at a maximum speed of 70 kilometers per hour. The new train sets are meant to augment the fleet of LRT-1, which is now well on its way to be extended by 11.7 kilometers to Bacoor in Cavite. When completed, the total travel time from its end station in Quezon City to Cavite will be around 70 minutes, the LRMC said.
The addition of 30 new train sets and the extension of the LRT-1 should benefit commuters coming from or heading to Cavite. Continuing, the Light Rail Transit Authority allays fears of a fare increase in rail transit lines anytime soon.
Published reports of a looming fare increase in the light rail transit lines 1 and 2 by December drew much concern for commuters already reeling from rise in the cost of commodities. However, the Light Rail Transit Authority Administrator Hernando Cabrera immediately allayed those fears in the press conference. Published reports quoted Cabrera as saying status quo on fares remains, adding that fare adjustment proposals take a long time to evaluate, process, and implement. Cabrera indicated that fears of a looming fare increase in LRT lines may have been caused by reports of LRTA discussing ways to augment government transport subsidies during annual corporate planning sessions. The LRTA head also reiterated that the Department of Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista has directed the authority not to approve fare hikes as long as train operators can shoulder operating costs. The last time fare adjustments on the LRT lines were made was in 2015.
The LRTA's assurances should be good news for commuters, but not for the operators, who have filed claims for compensation from government not approving annual fare adjustments set in their contracts. The claims are now being arbitrated. And finally, the Department of Transportation has a gift for commuters for the Yuletide season.
From December 1 to 30, 2022, the EDSA Carousel will be making free rides available to commuters 24/7. The Department of Transportation said this is in anticipation of transport woes and traffic congestion during the Christmas holiday rush. At present, the Libreng Sakay program of the EDSA Carousel is implemented only from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. and is set to expire at the end of the year. Government has allotted 1.4 billion pesos to extend the Libreng Sakay program until the end of the year. Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista estimates the remaining allocation will be enough to last until the end of the year, even the extended hours during December.
Government spends billions to subsidize public transportation in various forms: rail transits, the EDSA Carousel, modern PUVs. Still, many complain of the lack of an efficient and affordable mass transport system. And those are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. It started out during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic as one way of renewing vehicle registration papers with the least amount of risk of contracting or spreading the deadly virus. Drive-through registration, that is. Motoring Forum tackles the question of whether the LTO should spread this concept.
The idea of establishing a drive-through facility for renewing vehicle registrations with the Land Transportation Office first came up at the height of restrictions to slow down the spread of the COVID-19 contagion. With the drive-through facility, the owner or a representative can stay in a vehicle while the process of renewing its registration are conducted, thereby limiting contact with LTO personnel, as well as those involved in motor vehicle inspections. The concept was reportedly first tested and implemented in Davao and later replicated in a couple of other regional offices. Beyond limiting face-to-face transactions, as well as reducing the number of people lining up for other processes at LTO offices, the drive-through process also proved more efficient. According to one such facility established and tested at the LTO Region 7 Motor Vehicle Inspection Center in Subangdaku, Mandaue City, it has renewed the registration of a total of 2,412 vehicles, 1,130 motor vehicles, and 1,299 motorcycles from July 6 to August 11. The registration process took less than an hour for each vehicle, including the inspection of roadworthiness and emission testing. However, the LTO said the overall efficiency of the drive-through process can be improved with a fast and reliable internet service. More recently, another drive-through facility has been established by the LTO Bicol, the Pamplona District Office in Camarines Sur. This is the second drive-through facility in the province. The first is located at the LTO Pili Extension Office in Cadlan, Pili, Camarines Sur. According to a Philippine Information Agency report, the LTO Pamplona drive-through motor vehicle registration facility was established through the initiative of LTO Regional Director Francisco P. Rajes Jr. in cooperation with the Naga Star Prince Private Motor Vehicle Inspection Center, where the facility is situated. The PIA report said motor vehicle inspection at the Naga Prince PMVIC takes an average of 12 to 17 minutes, with the drive-thru process for renewals take up to a further 3 minutes. Only straightforward renewals are processed by the drive-thru facility, the PI reported quoted LTO Pamplona Chief Nero D. Claro as saying. Other transactions that require the issuance of a new CR due to the revision of records, such as the transfer of ownership, change of body design color, change of classification, cancellation of a mortgage, and the like cannot be processed in the drive-thru, Claro added. Other published reports said that LTO Executive Director Lawyer Romeo Vera Cruz has given LTO regional directors the discretion to establish drive-thru renewal of registration.
There is a school of thought that says drive-thru centers should be established wherever feasible. It is well and good that the LTO apparently has given LTO regional directors the discretion to decide on whether or not to establish them in their jurisdictions. That's Motoring Forum this week, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
At the core of Toyota Gazoo racing lies motorsports DNA. Combine that with the Philippines' best-selling sedan, you get the Vios GRS. Its black accent details and aero kit upgrade capture the feel and excitement on the track, and the 10-speed CVT that exudes the TGR competitive spirit. On the road or on the track, always be ready for a heart-racing, exhilarating ride. The Vios GRS. Bring on the thrill.
Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
You are back with us here on Motoring Today. We now have this week's important motoring tips, starting off with some road safety reminders from Toyota Motor Philippines.
Katulad ng pinapakita sa animation, broken white center lines separate the movement of traffic on multi-lane roads. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay bawal kang dumaan sa gitna o sa mismong linya. But if you're crossing it to overtake or to change lanes, then just keep in mind na ang mga sasakyan na nasa kabilang lane ay may right of way. So, wait for your turn.
Continuing with this week's edition of Motoring Today, let's now focus on proper driver's demeanor, especially for those driving PUVs. Here's Payong Chuper this week.
Payong super lang kaibigan, ako si Alejandro Patosa, isang kapwa nyo super. Huwag kalimutang magsuot ng seatbelt sa tuwing kayo ay papasada.
Gawing prioridad ang kaligtasan habang namamasada sa pamamagitan ng pagsusuot ng seatbelt. Siguraduhin maayos at gumagana ang iyong seatbelt bago mamasada. Huwag mo rin kalimutang paalalahanan ang pasahero na nakaupo sa harap na magsuot ng seatbelt.
Tandaan ang paggamit ng seatbelt ay isang epektibong pamamaraan upang manatiling ligtas sa oras na anumang aksidente. Ito po si Alejandro Patosa, payong super lang kaibigan mula sa isang kapwa nyo super.
At the core of Toyota Gazoo racing lies motorsports DNA. Combine that with the Philippines' best-selling sedan, you get the Vios GRS. Its black accent details and aero kit upgrade capture the feel and excitement on the track, and the 10-speed CVT that exudes the TGR competitive spirit. On the road or on the track, always be ready for a heart-racing, exhilarating ride. The Vios GRS. Bring on the thrill.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsports is next.
In motorsports news, Milo Rivera dominated the 2022 Formula V1 Challenge held last October 29 and 30 at the Clark International Speedway. Driving in the pro class, Rivera won all 3 races held over a race weekend marked by rains. Joining Milo Rivera on the podium following race 1 were Joaquin Garrido in 2nd and John Dizon in 3rd. Race 2 again saw Milo Rivera on top of the podium, but this time it's John Dizon in 2nd and Joaquin Garrido in 3rd. The final race of the rainy weekend again saw the same 3 racers celebrating on the podium. Rivera back on top with John Dizon in 2nd and Joaquin Garrido in 3rd. Sebastian Soto ruled the AM class of the 2022 Formula V1 Challenge, winning all 3 races. Don Di San Jose finished second in race 1 with Paulo Ayo coming in third. Race 2 saw with Don Di San Jose back in second with Brian Ko taking up the last place at the podium in third. The trio again featured on the podium at the end of race 3, filling the same positions as in race 2. Finally, in motorsports news, Estefano Rivera stopped Pawi Bas's win streak by ruling the 10th leg of the 2022 Race Motorsports Club National Slalom Series held at the Robinsons Place Antipolo. Rivera recorded a 55.18 second time around the slalom course to bag both the front wheel and overall best time of the day. Pawi Base was a close second overall with a time of 55.48 seconds. Third fastest overall was Rod Chang with a time of 58.88 seconds. Riding on the top 6 are July Dionson in 4th, Ian Castro in 5th, and Joseph Ortego in 6th. July Dionson also set the novice overall best time with a 61.60 second run.
More on the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today, as we now give you Race Weekend. The 2022 Race Motorsports Club National Slalom Series continues to head on towards an exciting finish with the Slalom King title and various class championships still up for grabs. Race Weekend takes us to the highlights of the round 10 of the series held in November 6 at Robinsons Antipolo. We are here in Robinsons Antipolo for another round of the National Slalom Series as we approach the final stages of the season. Let's go check them out.
December 13, 2020, itong pandemic ng slalom shakedown nila Tita Bing, sinalihan ko ang newbies class. Nakakuha ko ng first place ng newbies class. Nainganyo ako na to nung mga nag-slalom sa Kabanatuan. Napapanood ko sila tapos parang pangarap ko lang noon. Pero ngayon, lumalaro.
Nag-start ako 2018. Noong 2018, then 19, I am Open A class category champion nung panahon na yon. So, up to now, yun siya. Nag-adjust ako since leg 6. Kailangan ko talagang iangat kung ano man ang meron pa sa kotse namin para makagrab ng oras. Nandun kasi talaga yung kompetisyon. Kailangan may grab mo siya.
Well, currently I'm in the 3rd overall position, and I like to make it and keep it stay that way, no? Well, as for the track, we have a much more longer track today compared to the previous leg. It was a very tight duel between the first on the top spot position. Well, currently I'm on the 3rd overall. For today, my only mission is to set my personal best time, to have a better time compared to my previous run earlier this morning. Excited every time we have a race because this is my first time also to be on the Pro Series after the pandemic. I like it here. As you have said, parang we are like just family. May mga tips and may mga coaching tayong nakukuha from the best drivers of the slalom series.
And that does it for another round of the National Slalom Series here in Robinsons Antipolo. Be sure to check us out next week for more Race Weekend action. local slalom scene, like much of local motorsports, is getting livelier and more exciting with pandemic restrictions now largely eased. Heading into the last couple of rounds of the season, it's getting more fun for race weekend to cover the races. And that's the music world of motorsports. We'll be back after this short break.
Kung ika'y naghahanap ng truck na game sumabak, Travis ang asahan sa maraming haputan. Kayang cargo, 1,660. Kayang cargo, no problems on delivery. Kayang cargo, 1,660. Kayang cargo, no problems on delivery. Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis.
Transcend your business with the Isuzu Travis. Inquire now at any Isuzu dealership near you.
Our Car of the Week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. Hatchbacks are known to be fun and practical vehicles. This edition of Showcase takes a look at one that exhibits both qualities, the all-new Suzuki Celerio.
Suzuki Philippines has rolled out the all-new Celerio GL, confident that it will find owners looking for a fun yet practical hatchback. Suzuki describes the latest generation Celerio as a compact hatch with a spacious interior. But at 3,695mm long, 1,655mm wide, and 1,555mm tall, the Celerio is still properly a subcompact hatchback, although looking a lot larger than its predecessor. Suzuki has decided to eschew the boxy design of the old Celerio, giving the new one well-rounded corners and surfaces. A minimum ground clearance of 170mm and 2,435mm long wheelbase that pushes the tires to the very corners give the Celerio an SUV vibe. The Celerio fascia has a retro look with a black oval grille with a single band of chrome flanking the Suzuki badge and leading to the distinctive multi-reflector halogen headlamps. The body color bumper frames a black lower grille which in turn frames round fog lamps at the corners. The rear also features distinctive LED combination lamps and reflectors on the bumper. The 15-inch black alloy wheels also look distinctive, wrapped by 175/60 R15 tires. Other exterior features include 2-speed intermittent front wipers with washer, rear 1-speed wipers with washer, rear window demister, body-colored outside mirrors that power adjust, antenna mounted on front roof. Like its predecessor, the all-new Celerio GL has a surprisingly roomy interior that can seat 5 adults, with 295 liters of space for cargo in the rear. More, with the rear seats folded, it folds 60/40. No smart entry system, but it does have remote-controlled door locks with hazard lamp, central door locking with the switches on the center console, and power windows in front and rear. It also comes with manual air conditioning system complemented by a pollen filter. The rotary controls for the air conditioning are on the center console with an easy reach of driver and front seat passenger. Suzuki describes the interior design as energetic, bringing one's senses alive. The description fits within an interior featuring a lot of lines, angles, curves, and circles. It's got a large analog speedometer and a small digital tachometer. The front passenger and driver seats manually adjust 4 ways. The fabric seat upholstery looks and feels rich. The 3-spoke steering wheel tilts and comes with controls for the audio system. There's a front console tray that comes with drink holder. The front and rear doors also got drink holders. The all-new Celerio GL comes with a 6.2-inch touchscreen audio unit with an anti-glare touchscreen, WebLink 2.0, Bluetooth and USB connectivity and plays through speakers on the front and rear doors. There's also a 12-volt accessory socket on the front console underneath the aircon controls. Lift the hood of the all-new Celerio GL and one finds the 1.0-liter K10C dual-jet engine that generates 67 horsepower and 89 Nm of torque. While the power numbers may not seem impressive, the engine provides enough grunt to make the Celerio a fun drive, considering it only has a curb weight of 805 to 830 kilograms or a gross vehicle weight of 1,260 kilograms. Suzuki claims the all-new Celerio achieved a 28.25 km per liter fuel efficiency, a claim validated by the Automobile Association of the Philippines. This makes the Celerio, which is offered with either a 5-speed manual transmission or an auto gear shift system, all the more attractive to motorists looking to save on fuel costs. The AGS is an automated manual transmission featuring intelligent shift control actuator that automatically operates the shift and clutch to bring convenience to manual driving. Think of the AGS as an automatic gearbox with the fuel efficiency of powertrains with manual transmission. The Celerio features Suzuki Hardtech platform that both light and highly rigid, which makes the subcompact hatchback a fun, safe, and an economical daily driver. The suspension system uses McPherson struts in front and torsion beam in the rear. The Celerio brake system features ventilated discs in front and leading trailing jumps in the rear. Ride and handling is helped along by electric power steering. The all-new Celerio that arrived in the country comes standard with anti-lock brake system and electronic stability program. The Celerio with AGS comes with an added hill hold control. The Celerio with AGS also comes with what Suzuki calls the Engine Auto Stop Start, or EASS, system that on certain conditions shuts down the engine automatically, like when coming to a stop. Suzuki says this should help prevent unnecessary fuel consumption while limiting exhaust emissions. Other standard safety features include 3-point ELR seatbelts for 4, plus a center lap belt in the rear seat, ISOFIX child seat anchorages, child seat tethers, child-proof rear door locks, dual front airbags, rear parking sensors, and immobilizer.
With listed prices of just 708,000 pesos for the one with manual transmission and 754,000 pesos for the other with AGS. The all-new Celerio GL looks like a hatchback of good value. That's our featured vehicle in this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
At the core of Toyota Gazoo racing lies motorsports DNA. Combine that with the Philippines' best-selling sedan, you get the Vios GRS. Its black accent details and aero kit upgrade capture the feel and excitement on the track, and the 10-speed CVT that exudes the TGR competitive spirit. On the road or on the track, always be ready for a heart-racing, exhilarating ride. The Vios GRS. Bring on the thrill.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
The Autofocus Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival drew car buyers and enthusiasts to the Mall of Asia concert grounds to check out and compare the latest and best vehicles available in the market. Over the 4 days of the festival, participating automakers and distributors were busy fielding inquiries and providing test drives that led to solid chances for reservations and actual sales. Confirming the belief of many automakers that the feature of personal mobility is electric, many of those who crowded the booths of automakers inquired about and test drove full electric and hybrid vehicles. Toyota chose to showcase the hybrid variants now available locally. The Nissan Leaf was among the most in-demand vehicle for test drives during festival. Also drawing a lot of inquiries and requests for test drive was the W5 of WM Motor Philippines. Over 4 days, a Ford booth has busy fielding requests for test drives of the next generation Everest and the Ranger. drawing crowds at the Mitsubishi booth of the Rally Art variants of the Montero Sport and the Strada. The Staria van and the Stargazer MPV were the stars of the Hyundai booth, with the Creta compact SUV and the Tucson midsize SUV also getting requests for drives. Chang'an also was visited a lot during the festival. Many wanted to discover the capabilities and comforts in the CS35 and the CS55. MG Motor showcased its edgy crossovers, the MG ZS and the HS, which also provided a lot of seat times for would-be buyers and just plain auto enthusiasts. The Subaru WRX proved irresistible to enthusiasts, so was the XV. Many wanted to experience Subaru's renowned boxer engines with symmetrical all-wheel drive tech. Also seemingly irresistible was the Jimny, which saw queues forming at the Suzuki booth, while the XL7 also got a share of the action on the test course. And it was the HR-V which joined the Civic at the top two draws at the Honda corner. Honda Cars Philippines has launched the all-new BRV, now looking more like an SUV while retaining the utility and comfort of a 7-seater compact MPV. The rollout was held at the posh City of Dreams before members of media as well as Honda's partners in the banking and insurance sectors. The launch was also streamed over Honda's official Facebook page. Honda expects the all-new BRV with its new look and upgraded safety features to help boost its share of the local market in the coming year.
This time we changed the all element of this car, exterior design and interior design. Exterior looks like more SUV and bigger body size and high ground clearance. And interior, we still keep the utility space with 7-seaters. With this new model, we want to expand our market share and also we want to expand our volume. For the next year, we targeted 20,000 unit sales with 5% market share.
Honda is making available 4 variants of the all-new BRV, all powered by the new 1.5-liter DOHC VTEC engine with a maximum power of 121 PS and 145 Nm of torque. This includes one with manual transmission priced at 1.09 million pesos. Only the top-of-the-line all-new BRV 1.5 VX CVT comes with Honda Sensing, which is priced at 1.39 million pesos.
With the introduction of this model, we would like to achieve a wider market share, no? And we are looking at about 800 to 900 units per month, no? Sales target for this model.
And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, please don't forget to check us out on social media.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 36th year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. On behalf of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Happy motoring!